people cannot buy from you if they don't trust you. So if they're going onto your, let's say, social media page, or this could translate across anything, like your website or whatever it is. And if all you're putting out there is, I'm qualified, I'm accredited, I've done this course, I've been doing it for so many years, here's my thing, buy the thing. I would say 99.9% of us have got bad feelings towards selling. But in order to sell your thing, you can't just keep putting post after post after post out saying, come to this workshop.
What happens if you keep it a secret and don't tell the world that you've got something?
Yeah, and turn into a selling skeleton. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. What are we? We're doing our selling season, aren't we?
Selling season.
The season of selling.
Okay. If you didn't listen to the last episode, listen.
Yeah, listen. It's a
There'll be
season of
context.
selling.
Yeah, we're talking selling. We're talking being scared to sell and what happens if you keep it a secret and don't tell the world that you've actually got something to sell.
And turn into a selling skeleton.
Selling skeleton.
Gonna own it. Right, okay. So what did we talk about on the last episode? We talked about how lifeblood, money in your business, it's got to keep ticking over. It's got to keep working if you want to help people. Mm-hmm. So what we thought we'd go into today is maybe it'll turn into like a little bit of a workshop. It was a bit high-pitched. So we actually had to cut there because totally lost it. Like you know me now. I cry easily at little things that make me giggle, and it just turned into a bit of a shit show. So we hit cut, but back into the seriousness of it. Oh, that's what I was saying. It was about how I think this could turn into a little bit of a workshoppy episode.
Okay, go on.
Because thinking about how we're going to sell and bring cash into the business and everything, I think a lot of us get really stuck on if you're not having discovery calls with people. And do you know what I mean? Like if you haven't got the opportunity to actually speak to somebody to actually potentially sell them, then you need to sell through your messaging and through your marketing. Mm-hmm. And I think for a lot of people, we get stuck in our own head then of going, well, I'm literally just going to bombard social media with, buy this thing. I've got 5 spaces on my workshop. Come and get this thing. Like, do you know what I mean? And every post seems to feel in our own heads that it's an icky sales post.
So are we talking about the example dog trainer, let's say, who isn't au fait with how to sell in a more, do I say subtle, do I say natural way?
Yeah,
or are we talking about
natural's a good way?
Yeah. So we're talking about the thought process of going, if I'm going to sell anything, then it has to be that buy this thing type approach, but really not knowing how to do that in any other way.
Yeah, it's how do you get that messaging at, because let's face it, like anything you do in business, the aim is to sell your thing. That's the whole purpose of having a business. Otherwise, go and be an employee, mm-hmm. because you've got to sell your thing. But in order to sell your thing, you can't just keep putting post after post after post out saying, come to this workshop, come and buy my 6-month program.
So let's liken it to the jab, 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 right hook.
Oh, a little bit of Gary V. Yep.
Bit of Gary V. So that is the approach of give value, give value, give value. Ask for a sale kind of approach, isn't it? Basically.
Exactly that.
It's that ratio of getting that right.
So it's helping people understand, how do you give value?
How do you give value?
So I think a good way to give value is you want to mix up your messaging. You don't want to just keep going in with, like we've just said, with like, buy this thing. I've got spaces on my workshop. I've got an upcoming workshop. New puppy classes are starting in 3 weeks. Get your name on the list, blah, blah, blah. We live in a world now where to fight for attention in the digital space.
Vying for position.
Yeah.
I like that term.
Vying, yeah. It's hard. Like, it's a noisy marketplace out there. So how are you going to stand out from doing it? Because you're definitely not going to by just going, buy my thing. I have to do it that way based on a reel that you did ages ago. That's all that's in my head now. Buy this thing. So value for us is allowing your potential customer, your potential audience to look at you and go, you seem to know what you're talking about, and I feel like I quite like you.
So it's a little bit following on from the last episode where we were talking about value around what does that value actually look like? Is it educational? Is it about you? Is it about credibility? Could be testimonials of clients. Like, all of that comes under that value umbrella.
Yeah, it's building trust with people, because people cannot buy from you if they don't trust you. So if they're going onto your, let's say, social media page, or this could translate across anything like your website or whatever it is. And if all you're putting out there is, I'm qualified, I'm accredited, I've done this course, I've been doing it for so many years, here's my thing, buy the thing. It's like there's no trust being built there.
Also, don't you think it comes down to, like, when we're talking about offering lots of different services, there could be a lack of trust there, couldn't there? Because if you're talking about puppy classes 1 minute and then you're talking about like agility classes the next minute, that could also be a lack of trust, because you go, well, hang on a minute, like, you were all in on puppy classes and that sounded amazing, and now you've gone off that and you're talking about something completely different, but I don't want that or need that. So you could actually, trust is a very nuanced thing really, isn't it? And you could just get somebody go, oh, I feel a bit lost now, I've lost my trust in that person. So it could be very subtle, and you might not think you're doing anything wrong by doing that, but you're diluting the message, firstly. And secondly, you could lose people.
God, yeah. And it's really hard to rebuild trust.
It is, isn't it?
Like, it's got to be. So actually, if we're thinking about building trust, because I think that this is a nice segue into building that value, because all of this is what builds the value. We say this quite a lot. How many times, I can't remember what we were doing recently, but I was doing a bit of a Facebook search, and I was typing in a dog trainer's business name into Facebook. I think I was just doing the genuine human being thing of, I'm curious as to what this person looks like. Could I find a picture of this person? No. I couldn't even find a name.
You couldn't find a name, no.
I can't tell you what the context was.
No, I don't, but I do remember you doing this exercise and struggling.
I was like, I don't even know what this person's name is. Maybe they'd booked a discovery call in or so. I don't know. I genuinely cannot remember. But I was like, how on earth? So if I'm like a potential dog owner now and I'm interested in this person,
who are you asking for? Like, who are you addressing?
There wasn't even anything in the about us section. It was a third person, like whatever the business name was. Waggy Tails has been accredited in XYZ. I'm like, this still does not help me at all. So immediately I'm like, I cannot buy from you.
It's a faceless business, really, isn't it? If you can't find a name or a picture of someone.
No phone number. It was a form. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to get back. And I guarantee, well, I say guarantee, my feeling was I could have guaranteed that I wouldn't have even got a name on the reply back. So I'm like, and now I'm supposed to give you money, theoretically, and enroll into a program that I don't even know who you are. So
you can see that from the client's perspective. Hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're kind of going, yeah, that's me, hopefully it resonates with you to go like, look at it from the other side. Look at it if you were buying something and you were investing little or a large amount of money, doesn't really matter. And this is the kind of the whole point with this, really. You could be spending a tenner or you could be spending £1,000 here. You're still going to lose a bit of trust in whatever it is you were going to do. And it could only take that. Just where's the person's name? Where's the person's picture?
Yeah. Especially if you've got someone who's like ready to buy, like literally ready to buy your thing. And they're like, oh, you're in my area. Because sometimes that's all it is, isn't it? It's like, right, the pain's high. you're a dog trainer, I'm looking for a dog trainer and I need it now and you're in my area. Sometimes that's as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
But again, just we put so many blockers in our own way. But I think the thought process I see loads of our clients go through and loads of business owners go through is in order to make those sales, you have to sell through literally advertising your service. Whereas our approach to it is build up the brand, build up your personal brand so that people get to know you, your opinions on things, you put your stuff out there. And then going back to your jab, is it 3 jabs and a right hook?
3 jabs and a right hook.
Then, you put those messages out. So it could be something like...
the jab is the value piece, by the way.
Yes, good. So I've actually just done a post this morning. I've just taken a selfie with me in the podcast studio and gone...
Have you?
I have, yeah.
Oh, didn't know you'd done it.
You were having a wee.
Oh, all right. You all needed to know that.
Raw and real.
Very much.
So yeah, I did a little selfie post with me with the mic, going like, oh, a mic. And oh, that's it. I had the flamingo in the background as well. So I was like, a mic and a flamingo can only mean one thing. It's pod day. Who here listens to the pod? And I've just put that out as a post. So there's no like strong call to action in buy this thing, but it's getting awareness of, oh, you have a podcast, just in case there's people that see me that go,
so I was about to say, what is the purpose of that post then, if it isn't buy this thing?
Yeah, it's like, it's awareness. So for us, we obviously have this podcast. This is how you are hearing us in your ears right now. But in order to get that awareness of it, if we never spoke about it anywhere, then, okay, there's a percentage of people that will find it just through, like, it sometimes auto plays onto random things, doesn't it? Yeah. And like, might give you a little suggestion. But without us adding fuel to the fire and going like, look, go over there, go and have a look at it, go and check it out. And it's free.
Actually, this is really interesting, isn't it? Because I do feel like when we say it's about the money, like when we say it's about people giving us money, I don't think it always is that even, right? So we talk about money mindset a lot and how it's really hard to do that transactional bit. But actually, I think even a free thing, people struggle to sell. And I know I don't mean it in actual money changing hands, but what I mean is this, like, I've done this thing and I want to help you, but I feel like that's going to make me look a twat if I put it out there. So even something that's free, a free PDF you might have produced, a free video, webinar, whatever, a free a podcast if you do one, I think there's still going to be that fear around putting anything like that out, even if it's not asking for money.
Yeah, and that's it. And all of this is that selling bit. Like you have to sell the business. You have to sell. Oh, do you know what? Like, even take it back so much further. I would say 99.9% of us have got bad feelings towards selling. Sales makes us feel icky. Like, we reference the car sales person a lot, don't we? Again, like, oh God,
just shoe shop.
Shoe shop.
Never get.
Don't understand the shoe shop. Anywhere else, I get shoe shop.
Yes, the shoe shop.
Weird.
There's a shoe shop where I live. They pounce. That's it. It's very specific to me, probably. By the way, if anyone else has this same experience with shoe shops, please respond in some way. hello@k9businessacademy.com. And even if it says me too with the shoe shop thing, that really helps me.
Yeah, you're going to have to put a shoe reference in there somewhere. Don't just put me too. I'm like, oh, what do you mean?
No, what's this about? Because we'll forget. Yeah.
What was I doing?
About the pushy sales.
Oh, that's it. Yes. Thank you. So we've all got this massive hang up about selling. But again, we're going to keep coming and referencing this all the time. Your business to survive needs cash coming into it. So you have to sell the business. You have to sell the brand. You have to sell you. But selling should not be, in our opinion, that icky, horrible thing where you're just ramming something down somebody's neck.
No. And actually, being able to sell something means you need really good sales skills. And this would be an example, right, of within our program, we have a sales module and we talk heavily about sales and how to support people to sell better, help their mindset, all of those limiting beliefs around money. So therefore, our program is brilliant at helping people do that. So that could be, like, I'm using this as an example, by the way, but almost a good example of me going, I could talk about our program on this podcast. Would you feel like you're being sold to? Would you actually be listening to this going, oh my God, they're pushy. They're trying to get me to buy their program. All I'm doing is talking about the benefits of the program and why it exists and how it's kind of loosely structured and what it can support somebody with and an outcome that it could give somebody. That is value. That is me explaining it to you, but not to sell it to you, but almost like help you understand what it's all about. So can you see, I don't know if this is making any sense, but that there's kind of an example there within that.
It's building awareness about it all. And I think it's
not hiding behind it either. I've just told you what I'm doing by giving that example.
Yeah. And something you said to me earlier, and I can't remember if it was on the episode or just outside of it, this feeling of rejection that we all have.
It was in the episode, I think.
Which, do you know, I'd love to get somebody in to have a conversation about why we're all so fucked up as human beings and going, why do we fear rejection so much? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. But there is an awareness and an expectation I feel like we all just need to own and go, your thing, like, you're not meant to sell it to everybody.
No.
If you are so even if you do the typical thing, and let's say you've got a new set of classes that are coming up next month and you're trying to fill the spots, it's not your job to then, let's say, find 10 people that are interested and then just assume that all 10 people are going to buy it because they've put their hand up and said, I'm interested. It just doesn't work that way. So understanding that just because you're talking about something more often doesn't equate to an immediate, yes, I'm in. Here's the cash. Here's my bank card. It's not going to happen. You have to keep talking about it. You have to build that connection with people, and they will decide, with your help, whether or not you are the right person for them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the art of selling, that you have to show up. I'm going to talk about consistency here as well, because how many times, okay, let's look at what we do in Count On Business Academy. Since we started, like 18 months-ish ago now, how much work do we put into brand awareness?
Like, it's relentless.
Describe what we actually do so people can get an idea. I moved away from the mic as I was talking then.
Oh my God, where do I actually start? Like, as in us, like me and you?
Yeah, I think it's all of it. I think it's, I'm moving away again. Don't pick up. I need a table closer to the mic.
Yeah, it's a bit far away.
So, yeah, it's because I have conversations with clients and prospective clients about how they might do a few posts on social media and then go, it's not working because it hasn't generated a sale yet. But how much work needs to go into that consistently for that to actually then start working?
So much work. It's not going to work with one post or two posts or three posts. Got to keep showing up. I did a coaching call last night with our clients and we were talking about email marketing and kind of spun into different things really, but it's about that you need to keep reminding people you're there, because back to the busy marketplace, back to the noise, back to the everybody shouting the loudest to get seen, actually by you just like going, hi, I'm still here and I've got this to give you. And by giving, I mean value in some kind of way, whether that's educational, whether that's just you, a little bit about you and your life, a bit about how you operate as a business owner, what your values are, all the stuff. That's what people need the most. So actually, by you just consistently, whatever consistent is for you, but it's got to be consistent. So we were talking about how often do you do emails? Ideally, you would want to do them once a week, But if that's not going to work for you and you're going to fall off a cliff if you try and commit to once a week, and once a month is a good starting point, do once a month. So I know we're not talking about that subject at the moment, but it kind of ties in a little bit. So like the best thing you can do for your prospective clients, whether they're on a mailing list, whether they're on socials, whether they're watching you in different, I don't know, LinkedIn, whatever it is, you showing up and just being there. It's like that old friend that like shows up, and you know that friend where you haven't spoken to them for ages, but you know that they're there and you know that you can go to them if you need something, and it feels like nothing's ever changed if you haven't spoke to them for a while. That's kind of what you want to be for your prospective clients. And there are lots of times where your clients are lurking, they're watching. I say prospective clients, sorry. They're there. You don't feel like anybody's watching. You don't feel like anybody's there. And they've been watching everything you do and it's not right for them. And then suddenly it is right for them, because that day you show up and you put your hand up and go like, I'm here. And they go like, I need it today. I need that thing that you've got today. It's not that it's not valuable all the other times that you've showed it or you've talked about it. It's just that today I'm ready for it. And there are so many people out there doing exactly the same.
Yeah, it's how do you feel? I mean, I know how you feel, but I couldn't think of another way to like go into the conversation on it. So that analogy you've just used there about you want to be like an old friend, that when you turn up again, it's like no time has passed, and it's a beautiful thing. Well, in order to build that relationship in the first place, to allow you to disappear and then come back, my take on this, and I feel like this is a controversial thing in the business space anyway, because everyone has a difference of opinions. But I know this is what's worked for us and for me in particular with the business. How much you do in whichever phase, but call it the phase of you want something from your business now, like you want it to start paying, you want to start helping more people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you're ready to level up. Like if it was a PlayStation game, you're like, I'm ready for the next level. I'm going. The amount of work that has to go into that next level attitude, I don't think you can just get away with.
You can't shortcut it.
You can't like bare minimum be consistent.
No.
If that makes sense. So, you know, like you said, like ideally you'd be doing like an email a week, but then if you can't commit to that, then there's a challenge back in going, that's fine. But managing expectations wise, it will take the person doing one email a month
a lot longer
to build that relationship.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but it'll take longer.
That's the trade-off.
Yes. That's a good way to look at it, actually, that trade-off. And again, I think it feels like a controversial topic, because I know there are coaches out there that will say, you don't need to do all of that stuff. And again, like you don't, it's deciding.
Depends where you want that business to go and how quickly. So one of our ex-clients who actually spoke at our conference was talking about her journey from creating a business out of nowhere, really. She had a dog training business, but it wasn't what she wanted it to be. And then when she worked with us, she was saying about how we were talking about that pre-work bit and just showing up consistently, and it feels like nobody's listening. And it's really hard, because if you're the sort of person like we are that really want that feedback, that do you know when you're in a room and people are nodding and you go, yes, I'm saying the right things, it's resonating, and then there's times where you get nobody nodding and they all just look like they're vacant faces, and you're like, I really struggle with stuff like that, and I'm sure a lot of you out there do. But it's like, that's how it feels. It's like crickets, and you're putting all this stuff out and you're like, no one's listening. It feels shit. That's the point where a lot of people just go, I can't do it. There's no point, because it doesn't work. Now, this client kept going because she's got the drive, she's got the determination to do it, and she was not going to let it beat her. And that's that kind of like, again, back to that entrepreneurial spark, back to that itch that needs scratching. She believed in the advice. She listened to it. She just did it. She owned it. She showed up. And then now she was telling me about like the email list that she's got now and the responses and the replies she gets every week and the people who are just like coming forward. And it's like suddenly the floodgates have opened. And she was like telling me in this really excited way. And I know you'll be listening to this. And I just was like, she was like, there were times when I wanted to give up. There were times when I thought, God, I hope they're right. I hope this really pays off. And she's like, and now, like, it's amazing. I'm getting all this stuff back. But we were talking, was it today or yesterday, about like that kind of floodgate opening. And a lot of people might go like, oh God, she's come out of nowhere. Like, what happened there? Because I didn't hear about her and now all of a sudden. But look at all the pre-work that's gone on. Look at all the showing up, the consistency, the messaging, the selling but not selling thing, you know, the kind of talking about it but not in a really obvious buy my thing way every day. That is all started to pay off. And it's just really magical for me hearing that back. I was like, oh my God, that's just amazing. But that takes a certain person.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can do it.
It's really hard when you get no feedback. I remember back in our early days and
oh my God,
I'd be doing lives to nobody.
To no one.
And then I don't know if anybody else has felt like this. You know when you're doing a live and then you get the number of people watching pop up in the corner?
Oh, you were really bothered about this. You're gonna say.
Oh my God. Like you would, so I'd be chatting shit, which is like no real difference to what I'm doing now. I'd be chatting shit and then I might flip it into, I don't know, like an educational bit or a little nod to something. And then all of a sudden, like the numbers would just like disappear. I want to say numbers. I mean, it was bare. It didn't hit
3 or 4
digits
would disappear
anyway.
into one.
I was like, oh fuck! I've said like like I'm a human being, so my brain would go, shit.
My feelings are hurt.
Yeah. It's like I've said the wrong thing. I've come across as pushy. I've come across as salesy.
And then I'd get a voice note telling me this.
Yeah.
I've just done a live and people dropped off. I was like, well, they're probably in the middle of something.
Yeah. And this is it. It's like, but you don't know, do you?
No.
You have no idea what's going on. It could have been that actually they've watched me for 5-10 minutes chatting shit and then they actually had to go to work or get the kids ready or take the dog out or whatever it is. Yeah, life-lifed.
Yeah.
But yeah, all this stuff, but we still kept going.
Mm-hmm. And you referenced there that the live was about you just chatting shit, showing your face, unforeseen things happen like the dog shitting and you having to stop and pick it up, people stopping you in the street, like all the traffic so loud you can't hear you, like all the stuff that we worry about on a live and go like, oh my God, what if that happens? And you know what, so what? Like that shows you're a real person. But you said I was making a nod to something. Now that is what we're talking about here. You might say, oh, so we have, or we had last night a coaching call with our clients. This is what happened on that call. This is the magic. This is, and again, you're talking about the results that people are getting, but you're not saying buy this thing. Like there was never that, I don't think, in those lives. It was just you just going like, this is what's happened. And this is our business. This is what we do. And this is what people get as a result of it. And why would you not shout about that stuff?
That's it. So, but if you're not talking about it, nobody knows anything about it. And this is where, for me, selling should be something you do every single day. But I think the idea of selling is still this, you have a product and you have to get somebody to buy it. And that's what selling is.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not at all.
It's everything that is the build up to that moment.
Do you remember in the early days of the CBA Facebook group, which has changed its name since then, but the jab, 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 right hook for us was jab, 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 and more jabs. And we never,
those
ever
kid toys where you wobble it and it goes jab, 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 jab.
Yeah, that's me.
Like that.
But what I'm trying to emphasise the fact is we didn't do any right hooks, which is the actual, hi, we've got this thing that we do, right? So we were really bad. We gave so much value. We did the CBA shows every 2 weeks.
Fortnight, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which was called the something show before that. Let's Talk Dog
Business Show.
And we used to do them. We never used to tell people what we did off the back of it. So we just give loads of value. Every post that we did in that Facebook group was about how can we help you, which is what it is and it should be. But people didn't even know that we had anything to sell.
No, we had people in the DMs, didn't we?
Yeah.
How do I work with you?
Can I work with you? How does it work? And we're like, oh my God, people don't even know. And there we are putting all this effort in. And we weren't complaining nothing was coming back off it, I don't think. But we were like, oh my fucking God, no wonder no one even knows how to work with us.
Yeah. Okay. And that actually, we were in a very fortunate position that people were asking us, how do I work with you?
Yeah.
Because not every business gets that.
No, and I think we kind of took it for granted a little bit at the beginning, because when the podcast launched, it went a bit crazy with inquiries, but never because we sold anything ever.
No. But actually, I think this comes back down to, and again, like, go back and listen to our episodes on niching and getting your messaging right. It's something we're really good at, because when you get that, you do get people coming to you going, how do I work with you? Because it's so fucking clear what you do. And then it's your job to maintain that, because you'll get like a big spike and then it'll like
thrust
tail
curve.
off a little bit. A thrust curve, yes.
Adam Ashburn and his thrust curve.
Sounds a bit dodge.
Yeah.
If you're at the conference, you'll know.
Yeah. Or listen to the pod classes.
Yes.
Because it was in there as well.
Indeed. But yeah, it is about, you have to keep selling you. And again, like, just to reiterate, selling does not mean I've got a thing, buy this thing. Selling is getting your name out there. It's all the things that you could potentially look at as marketing. That's essentially what marketing does.
It's a little bit like we do shows and exhibitions and we speak on stages and stuff like that. So it'd be a little bit like us going to Crufts, which we're hoping to exhibit at next year, and just being little wallflowers in the corner and not actually speaking to anybody and going like, we're here, but we're really scared to sell the thing. Well, why have we invested however many £1,000 it's going to be to go to a thing to sell our services and not utilise that? And there are people that go to these shows and don't speak to anybody and don't utilise that opportunity and wonder what, kind of have the woe is me of like, oh, didn't make any sales. Well, did you try? And did you give anybody a reason to come over? Did you instigate conversations? Did you figure out what it is they need to be able to start a conversation and then they might be intrigued by what you do? Is there any kind of strategy around that salesy bit? So people have stalls at fates. Like, I've done this. Like, I used to have stalls at these like events, selling my puppy classes and stuff like that. And I would be that person that went, oh, no one came over. Well, did you give them a reason to come over? Probably not. So therefore, like, you need to do better.
Yeah.
They're not going to flock over. Like, look at all your competition. Look at all the other stalls. The stalls that do better are the ones where there's some reason to go over. And therefore, even if you're not selling something, it might be a freebie, might be come and do a game, a fun thing, a stupid thing. But that gets somebody over and then that gets a conversation started.
Yeah. It's just being purposeful all the time in all of your actions. And this is the graft. It's the grunt work that
nobody likes.
But you have to put it in. And again, I'm really mindful, because there was a conversation with I was having with somebody yesterday. I think you only overheard parts of it. And this particular person was referencing various different, I mean, she's in a completely different industry, so I don't even know the people she was referencing. But she was referencing people that she's seen on Instagram who are claiming that they are working 2 to 3 days per week.
Okay.
And they've got a VA, so virtual assistant, and it's just the two of them in the business. And they are smashing like 30 to 50 grand months. Now, I didn't get into the detail of what exactly it is these particular coaches or whatever they were doing. But I was sat there and I'm listening, and a few of the people were around and they were going, I genuinely do not know how that is feasible unless you've somehow miraculously built something, maybe more of like an influencer type business model.
yeah.
You are just creating that much content that maybe it's just monetizing itself. But again, there's going to have been grunt work somewhere. Like, you haven't always just worked 2-3 days a week.
No.
I feel certain of that. But this is the messaging that I think we are subliminally, God, I have to think about how to say that. Subliminally.
Hard word
I'm trying
to
to say
say.
it again. That word. We're shown day in, day out.
Yeah.
Whether you think you're taking it in or not, that message is out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, even in our journey of CBA, like switching from dog training into business coaching for trainers, the mindset shift to go, oh, we're actually more in the business space now. Let's start looking at other people. And you start trying to mimic their strategies and all of this. And we will hold our hands up and say, we were that like loose cannon initially. Before any of you probably even knew who we were. Like, this was the 6 months of dicking around and talking to nobody on the book face, going like, hello, I'm going to show up every day anyway, even though nobody's here. But eventually, do you remember when we got like our first comment? And we were like,
on the live or something?
I can't remember if it was a live or a post, but we were like,
Oh my God, someone's commented.
engagement. We've made it.
That's it.
That was about 6 to 8 months in.
Yeah.
And that was fucking hard work to get to that point. But so many people give up after like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I go, like, I've been posting daily and I've got nothing. I've got no sales off the back of it. It's like, sorry, not sorry. You're not putting enough in.
You've got to keep going. You've got to keep. So, yeah. So you could look at some of our clients who are working 3-day weeks, for example. Like, oh my God, that's amazing that you only work 3 days a week and you've got all this time. It's like, do you realise how much they've done to get that? And do you realise how much planning they've done to be able to like get that result for themselves and get their life looking like that? A lot.
Yeah.
It's not just like I'd like that tomorrow, I'm going to step into that. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. The investment you have to put into yourself and the business to keep showing up, to keep talking about it. And again, like, I'm going to keep banging on about this message that selling should not be seen as a dirty, icky thing.
No.
Because surely if you're selling a service that you wholeheartedly believe in and you know it's going to get a result for somebody, why the hell should you not sell it?
No, exactly that.
It just makes no sense.
No.
I get really passionate about this.
I know. And yeah, me too. Because once, I don't know, I think it's all mindset blockers, isn't it? But once you realise that you're almost set free from the restraints of your, I'm not going to say your money worries, but your, always comes back to like imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Do I want to put myself out there? Do I actually want to sell the thing that I've got? Do I have the confidence in the service that I'm offering and the result I'm getting for somebody? It's all interlaced together, isn't it? But once that kind of weight lifts off your shoulders and you're truly you, and you realise that I'm comfortable with being me and my quirks and my, oh my God, like we've got, I don't, you know, most of our imperfections, we talk about them.
Wow, she said to me in like the little break we had earlier of like, I think you've got more quirks than most or something like that.
Oh yeah, but I'm meaning it in jest. But like how many times, I mean, I'm going to tell you this now because this is us. How many times this week, or actually in the last 2 weeks, have you called yourself a drag queen, Joe Moorcroft?
Drag queen Joe, yeah. Many times.
This is what she does. And I'm going to matter how well you hear and say like the words that you tell yourself, that's what you'll truly believe.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm just like, because she got a bit of makeup down her on after you did live yesterday in the group.
You know when you're walking and you get like a wind and then you just one eye just waters so much. I had that. In fact, those of you who are watching the live, I quite literally turned into a puddle because I was like, I can't see, so I'm walking with the phone.
I watched it back.
My eyes just shut. I was like a pirate by the end of it.
But you
Raw
see,
and real.
Yeah, but this is why I never put makeup on before a dog walk, and I come to this studio and have to put my face on because I'm like, I'm not doing it. But yeah, back to the I can't remember
what you tell yourself, drag queen Joe.
What you tell yourself, and it's like, yeah, that those imperfections, we're good with them. Bit of makeup down your face, so what? You call yourself a pirate, you call yourself quite drag queen Joe, and I know you're only joking, but those are the things that you got to own it and go like, this is what's happened. And I was talking, funny enough, like all of these things came up in the call last night, and it was talking about like something goes wrong in the background. Oh, that's right. I started the call and Gareth was in the background. And he's like, do you mind if I'm just here for a minute and then I'll leave? And then typical, Pesto started barking and everyone came onto the Zoom and I was just like, hi guys, just to let you know, my dog's barking in the background. My husband's here, shouldn't be, but he's going to leave in a minute and sort the dog out, isn't he? And it was just like, I can't, do you know what I mean? I'm there, I'm ready to help you all, I'm ready to coach, but I'm a real person with a dog that's barking in the background and a husband that shouldn't be in the room for this session, but he is. And then within 2 minutes he'd gone and shut the dog up and it was all fine. But I was like, if I tried to go like, and try to be all perfect, that would have been a lot worse than if I'd just gone, I'm owning this. Yeah. This is happening. This is my life.
It's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Oh yeah. And everyone was laughing and everyone was joking. And I was just like, I really hope that the people here present in this virtual room are seeing this as like relatable and like me trying to own what I'm telling people to do.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's all you need to do is just show up in your marketing and your messaging in the exact same way, because this is the sales pitch. Because from a client's perspective, if they see you like that in your messaging and you're talking about the program and everything, then they're going to come into the program if they feel it's right. And, there's a whole other episode in this on like that qualification process. But once they're in, it shouldn't feel any different.
No. And one of the clients last night said it and was, as we were talking about email marketing, like I knew you before and now I'm in the program. I like feel like I can just get to know you even better and it's just more of the same. Yeah. And I was just like, that is the biggest compliment that I could ever be given.
I was going to say, like she didn't properly know us before.
She knew us from the podcast and the book and the stuff she consumed. And she was like, it's absolutely no different. I just feel like that connection to you is even stronger now. I was like, brilliant, awesome. That is a great example of how it should be for you and your clients.
Yeah. Because it just makes everything easier. Like this is how I'm mindful that if I say easy sales, that it's interpreted in the right way, but it should be easy. It should be easy for people to buy from you. It should be easy for people to go, you're for me or you're not for me.
Give them the option as well.
Yeah.
Just say like, if it's not for you, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Like give them the opportunity to say like, I'm good.
Which is why you have an unsubscribe button on your emails. Well, you should have.
Well, yeah,
you've got an email list.
And people have the ability to unfollow you themselves on social media. Like if you're putting out stuff and if somebody genuinely feels like they're being sold to too much, like that's on them. Mm-hmm. Because I can't remember who said this to me, but it's always stuck with me as a really good example. We all know the big food chains like your McDonald's and stuff like that. McDonald's still advertise.
Yeah. Costa, Starbucks, they all advertise.
Because if they didn't, you would fall out of their head.
You would literally forget about them. Yeah. Actually, would you completely know, because there's that many around, you would still see the physical stores, but you wouldn't be as aware.
So all it is like front of mind, noisy marketplace. But if you're thinking that one post every now and again, and maybe the odd email, and do you know what I mean? Like doing the bare minimum of everything is going to get you that awareness. Ooh, you can't see my face unless you're watching it on YouTube, but sorry, not sorry. Mm-hmm. It's not going to work. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there depending on what result you want back.
Yeah.
And I think this is what it ultimately boils down to. Like if you want a business that is going to generate you a decent amount of cash, like that 50 to 100K, if not more, you've got to be willing to put the work in because it does not just happen.
And this fall on your lap, I'm afraid.
And this is assuming again that it's our belief and it's our model and motto and philosophy and whatever else word you want to chuck in there, that you build a business based on your customers. We are not about building a business to just make money for the sake of making money. If that's your bag, it's not us. So we would already disqualify you from coming in. But if you want real change, if you want real purpose, because that's what's going to keep you going. That's the motivation. That's what helps you show up every day, because you go, oh, I'm not annoying people, or okay, maybe I'm annoying a few people, but they're not my people.
Yeah.
So I have to keep showing up for the people that need to hear it and will not engage and will not comment. The amount of people that have bought from us who I've never even heard of, because they don't comment, they don't engage, they don't even click the little like button on anything.
No.
They don't email in, they do, like nothing.
Somebody bought a conference ticket for next year that we've never even heard of before today, which is amazing for us, because we're like, you've been there, you've been watching, but you've just never engaged. That doesn't mean you don't like everything. And also the beauty of a trackable email list, being able to look at who's opened the emails, means that you can look and go like, they've opened every single email that we've ever sent, never responded, never engaged, never done anything with the rest of the information, never even clicked on a link before. But now was the time that they were like, I'm ready. I'll click the link, I'm buying it, and that they're in.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think, and maybe this is going into another topic, maybe it's another conversation one, but I think our expectations are such that of instant gratification.
Yeah. Yeah.
That actually, like that conference ticket purchase, making up words again. Purchaser. A purchaser.
Thinking of attendee and merging it together.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
That if they've been on our email list for, say, they could have been on there for 12 months. I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know. But that's taken them 12 months to buy.
Yep.
So I know for a fact we've had people buy with us that have been on that email list for even 6 months, and again, not heard of Scooby-Doo, and then bought a high ticket program with us. And sometimes it takes people time. Others are in straight away. Others, warm them up.
This comes down to personality profiling again.
Yeah.
As well. Linking back to that.
I feel like we should do
another
update.
episode. Yeah, I agree. We will. After the selling season.
The selling season. Or what's going to be next on the selling season? Who knows? Because we don't. But you'll find out.
Stay tuned.
Oh, and again, before you go, what do we want them to do?
Why are we doing this stupid voice?
Because I don't know.
We want them to Google review us.
I think you're moaning at me about a stupid voice and then you do a stupid face.
Google review. Kane Business Academy on Google Business. Review us if you like it. If you just listen to the podcast, review us, please.
Yep.
We need it. We need feedback.
Needy.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.